You may have seen my video where I recently got into resin 3D printing. What an adventure. I thought I knew what I was getting into, but it can't really be as bad as all those people say it is, right?
Giles knows stuff, and I'm practically an expert on the subject.
So I powered through setup and everything, and well, you can see all of that in my review of the Haygear's Reflex RS, which, by the way, I still think is a great machine. Then, just before I powered the printer on, it kind of hit me. I'm about to start pouring resin, breathing toxic fumes, handling resin prints, cleaning up all that sticky mess stuff, and, well, doing stuff I'm not really familiar with.
Okay, so how's this work?
And that meant I probably should get some basic safety gear. And maybe not a full hazmat suit, but definitely more than just hope and paper towels. So, here's what I think are the 10 must-have items needed to get started with resin 3D printing. And I'll also have a few bonus mentions. By the way, not all of these are really must-haves right off the bat, but I think you'll be happier and safer if you just get them up front. Number one, alcohol.
No, it's not what you think. It's the other thing.
For washing the resin off your prints, you're going to need isopropyl alcohol, at least 91%, or possibly 190 proof denatured alcohol. Now, after checking prices, my local Dollar General was about half the price of everywhere else, even Amazon, so check that out. Next is an air filtration mask. Now, this is super important. You're going to be opening the printer a lot, and resin fumes are not your friend. So look for a mask rated for paint or resin with an OV plus P100 style cartridge. And, well, make sure it fits snugly on your face. It's not going to help much if it's loose. It's basically just a decoration. Next are nitrile gloves. Now, use non-powdered, non-latex, chemical-resistant nitrile gloves and make sure they can handle solvents and IPA. And I found that at least 5 mil thick is a good baseline. Then there's eye protection. Absolutely, you don't want to get resin, bits of broken supports, or even that alcohol in your eyes. Safety glasses or goggles, that's going to help you solve that problem. Air filtration for the printer, you're going to need an exhaust system or an enclosure to get rid of those fumes, even with the lid closed. Resin fumes are a don't mess around kind of thing. Next, a silicone funnel. You will eventually pour resin back into the bottle. A silicone funnel, well, that's going to make cleanup easier. Resin doesn't stick as badly to it, and, well, you can flex it a little bit and crack off some cured bits. Resin filters are also something important to go along with that silicone funnel, and you can get paint filters in the 100 to 190 micron range, and you'll just drop it into the funnel when you pour resin back in the bottle. That'll catch cured flakes and chunks and stuff, and a reusable stainless mesh filter has also, I've seen where that works. You can cure the resin on them and peel it off later. Now, coffee filters, that's a hard no. Resin's too thick and the paper will fall apart on you. Paper towels are a must, and you're going to use a lot more than you think. I found the half sheet rolls are absolutely perfect. Now, a tip to go along with that, you can toss your used paper towels in a clear bag, throw them in the curing station, or use a UV light, or even throw them out in the sun so the resin cures, and then it's no longer toxic. A silicone mat is very important. You're going to need this to keep resin splashes off your desk or wherever you're at, and you're going to want to get a mat big enough to sit under the printer and hopefully have some extra working space beside it, preferably with a raised edge. I've seen that silicone dog mats or even baking mats, they should work just as well. A soft silicone scraper is necessary. You're going to use that to kind of squeegee off the extra resin off that build plate. Now, the two-piece scraper that came with my printer wasn't all that great, so I ended up picking up a single-piece one just for a couple of bucks, and it works way better. Now, those are what I'd call the don't start without them items, and you can budget maybe around $100 total, depending on how much you get of each item. And yeah, it's not cheap, but it's not that crazy either. There's also a few nice to have extras that I think are worth mentioning. A razor blade scraper can help lift the prints if your metal scraper can't get under the edge. UV blocking eyewear, well, depending on how you cure your prints, you might want to get that. Sandpaper or rotary tool, stuff like that, it's useful for cleaning up support marks. And yes, resin still needs post-processing.
You can't be serious.
Now, to add one great tip that I saw online, and that's to get an extra silicone baking tray with a lip that would fit right on top of the vat. Then you can just drop the build plate and the models on that, carry it all away without dripping resin all over your desk. I've done that. You can even do your cleanup inside the tray and move it aside if you need the space. And there are two more things that I think are worth keeping on hand, and these are for the printer itself.
This is ridiculous.
First, extra release film, or the FEP. That's that film on the bottom of the resin vat, and it will need replacing eventually. If you skip cleaning the vat or not good enough and some broken support punches through it, you're going to get resin all over the inside of the machine. Ask me how I know.
Well, you're making a giant mess.
Second, more resin. You don't have nearly as many choices as filament, and you also can't finish resin the same way you do with filament. When it gets too low in the vat, well, your prints are either going to stop or just plain fail. So if you think you have enough, well, you probably don't. Wow, that is a crazy amount of extras for just one 3D printer. But don't quit on me now. If you've learned anything about hobbies or side jobs, well, you know extras are a part of it all, and some require more than others. So if you've been thinking about resin 3D printing, I hope between this video and my review of the Reflex RS printer, I hope you've gotten a better idea of what you might be getting into. It's definitely more involved than filament printing, but the quality upgrade, it just might be worth it. So keep 3D printing with resin or filament, and keep having fun with all of it as we learn, create, and amaze.